Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This is Shelley. Last week we looked at some basic tips in Google Chrome, and this week we're kind of doing a second session on Google Chrome and the different settings, but this week we're going to kind of go specific onto what is the tab part of Google Chrome. And I'm going to show you with making new tabs, moving through them, closing a tab, how to mute a tab, how to pin a tab, and then how you can group tabs. So what we have here is I have some pages across the top here, and I've got this one, Welcome to the Putnam County District Library. These are each tabs. Notice as it's highlighted, kind of, that is what is referred to as the active tab. So now the active tab is the Putnam County District Library. So I'm going to go up here to tab, and I can say make a new tab to the right. So what's going to happen is it's going to open up a new tab to the right of where I was located. I can do the same thing. I can say select the next tab, and it's going to go across to the next tab, which this one happens to be the Putnam County Sentinel. And then if I go back here to tab, I can say select the previous tab, so it's going to go back one. And then I can also duplicate a tab. So if I go duplicate, I now have two of the same tab. To close a tab that I might not want to have open any longer, I simply click on the X to close a tab. So that's kind of just the traveling through the tabs and how that works. And then now we're going to look at how you can mute a site. So when you have these tabs open, sometimes, for example, if we go to the Putnam County Sentinel page, they always have their some advertisements down here along the side, and sometimes they will automatically start playing. In this case, it's not automatically playing, but I'm going to click here so that it starts to play. And then I'm going to show you if we were to...
Your down payment event. Bring in your down payment and Taylor Auto will double it up to $5,600. $700 becomes $1,400.
Now all of a sudden, notice I still have my page. It is still playing the actual video, but I can actually read and look at my site without having the sound of that going on. The other thing that you can do now that has been added to Google Chrome is notice up here we have this what looks like a little kind of like a music note, and there you have the option of making it so that you can actually click on these and they will still play. So I could click on this and it's going to do like play a picture in a picture as well on the site. The next tab, a bit of information we're going to look at is how you can pin a tab. So let's say, for example, I do a lot of work with the library and I want to always have access to that, and I want to have that handy across the top of my menu bar. So what I can do is I can go to tab and I can say pin this tab. And notice what happens. This tab is automatically pinned. It's up here at the top and it's smaller, but it will always be there. So if I were to completely go out of Chrome, which I will not do because obviously my recording is going through there right now, but if I were to quit, go out of Chrome, go back in, these other tabs will no longer be there. This will still be there, located small, crossed right up here in the corner. And then let's go back to tab one more time. And then you have the option of what is called grouping tabs. So I have several tabs here opened up that all have to do with Putnam County. So if I were to click on this tab and I were to go to group this tab, I now have the option of titling it. So I'm just going to title it Putnam, select the color, and then I now have, notice this comes across the top, I now have that group there. And I can do the same thing then. I'm going to go to the Putnam County Health Department. I am going to go to tab and I'm going to say group tab. And I could actually make a new group if I chose, or I can say new tab in the group. And then now what'll happen is see, now I've got a whole different tab. Notice it went even to a different color. If I wanted to select, let's go back here and let's say I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go to my tab and I'm going to say group tab. And now notice what happened is it ungrouped it because it was in a group before. Now it's no longer in a group. So if I click here, control click, I can add this tab to a group. So what I did is on my keyboard, I selected the control key and then I went to add the tab to a group. And now I have the option of putting it in my Putnam County. So now notice how my colors are the same. See, I had this one that I had added and it's in its own group out by itself where these are all the same. And you can tell because if you were to color code those, these are both orange. So they're in that same exact group. And then if I simply want to remove them, I can click on it and right click on, hold the control key down on my keyboard or right click on a Windows machine, whichever way type of machine you're working on, and I can say remove from the group. And now all of a sudden, notice it's no longer orange and it's not a part of the group. So that is how tabs can be helpful and useful for you while you're working in Google Chrome. Next week, we are going to take a look at how you can use Google Maps to actually plan a trip and get information in terms of distance and maybe locations and things along the way. So I hope everyone has a good week.